I'm just going to put this out here. By the way, anybody can... Never mind. I was going to say something and I was going to be stupid to say on the air. Never mind!
We're on YouTube.
Never mind. We're good. We're good here. Everything is good.
Oh, actually, you know what I could do?
No.
Ooh.
I don't know what you could do.
Why am I outputting
go.
at such a crazy resolution?
Go. Let me tell you what I could
You've
do.
got the power.
I want to be the table, damn it!
Ha, I can play it.
You've got touch.
All right. So we got that. We got that. I'm good. So hi, guys.
I want to be the table.
Oh, hi.
Hi, Josh.
Oh, hi, CJ.
How are you?
Cheers.
Oh,
How-
Jesus.
Hi!
How's the plot to kill us going?
Oh, the plot's there. It's just waiting.
Yeah, we have to get done with all of the things in
It's
order.
marinating.
Married.
Oh, is it marinating? It's
Okay.
going to be delicious when it's done.
Pretty much, assuming I'm not working, and this is cool for me to say on the air, you and I are going to be recording a lot of tabletops things together. So pretty much one thing a day we're going to be recording. Just putting that out there.
Sorry,
Wow.
Dale.
You're only here for a certain amount of
Wow.
time. I have to shove you into as many things as I possibly can.
Oh
Gonna be
my.
Is one of them the table? Is the question.
Yes, one of them is the table.
Because I want to be
No,
the table.
you're not allowed to clean the table.
Giggity.
I want to be the table, damn it! Well, that
All
could be
right.
decent, Dale.
Are we ready to get this show going?
Yeah.
When are we ever
No.
actually ready?
Right?
True. That is true. This is the fact. This is the reason why we start the mana pool an hour early, so we can get all of the.
We can shut up.
Shenanigans.
To be fair, the Geek.io show, like the shenanigans are kind of built into us being.
Yes. We are, in fact, the podcaster playground. So
We are.
We are the shenanigans. And the shenanigans are us.
yes,
Yes.
All right.
Shenanigans are up.
shenanigans are us.
Barely seeing your head. We're barely seeing your head.
I know. I did that on purpose, dear.
Because he wants to show off the sexy forehead.
Yes.
Or he's
Now-
hiding your bed. Take your pick.
Now you shouldn't see any of my head. All right, we're doing this thing in 3, 2, 1.
You are listening to a podcast of the Geek.io Media Network. For all of our shows and more, visit geek-io.net. And to help support the network, head over to patreon.com/geek.io.
Hello, gentle listener. While Geek.io holds its talent to the highest standards, what follows will likely involve the sort of language usually reserved for sailors on leave. If you're of a delicate disposition, then perhaps you would consider a different podcast.
I command the forces of darkness to bestow their powers unto me!
Told you we needed to watch The Exorcist.
Hey, how about we get back to that sacrificing idea? Woo! You know what I need here, man? Fresh skull, man. Yeah, fresh skull.
This is the Geek.io Rant and Review with your host, CJ Boat, Jared Azevedo, Raul Garza, and everyone's favorite Aussie, Dale Campbell. This week, are you ready to lead the 32-bit TurboGrafx effects army of darkness? Because we're ranting and reviewing Spawn.
You are entirely correct on that one, good sir.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
No,
So bad.
we don't use those words here. Hi, everybody. This is the Geek.io show. You're
Hello, everybody.
the podcast.
Hi, Dr. Nick.
I actually have an interview next week with a Dr. Nick, and I'm kind of frightened.
Yes.
No.
Episode number
Sorry,
210. Our rant and review of Spawn, recorded Thursday, the 24th of September of August, 2017. I am CJ.
Yeah, you sound
Imagine-
like a dolphin.
All right, I'll wait.
No, keep going. I like this.
3, 2, 1. Welcome to the Geek.io show, episode number 210. Our random review of Spawn, recorded Thursday, the 24th of August, 2017. I am CJ Nipple Chains Boat.
And I'm Jared. The Spawn mask would probably be cheaper than the Burn Face mask as a Vito.
And I'm Raul. Why does the other place get the best ones? Garza.
I am Dale. Hooker jokes at kids' parties is the greatest thing ever, Campbell.
I'm Carrie Dat Cape Doe Wilcox.
I'm Rachel. Crispy critters.
And I'm Josh. I'm gonna nail that guy.
That was a good impression.
Nice.
It's like Spawn was in the room with us.
But Josh, is it going to be on the table?
No, I do my best work off the table.
My nickname
the
was
table.
going to be Ashtray Scorpion, but then the nipple chains happened.
And then the nipple change happened.
And then the nipple change happened. We have a.
God damn it! I'm already
title.
saying stupid shit to get on the fucking show title, and I'm not meaning to. So yeah, we're talking about Spawn, 1997's Spawn, released August 1st, 1997. It's on Netflix, y'all. I saw it on Netflix, and I'm like, yep, now I know what the hell we're watching for our next rant and review. Spawn.
Hey, at least it wasn't Sausage Party.
Shut up.
True,
At
but
least it
this
wasn't
movie
Sausage Party.
was like so 90s.
It was fun.
It was
It
was painfully
Edge,
90s.
Edgelord McEdgerton, Edgelord Supreme is what it was.
You literally just described Spawn.
Yes.
So my favorite thing to do on these shows, of course, is the audio trailer for the audio video trailer here. So I'm gonna try and play this. It's my favorite thing. Here we go. Thunder.
It's thunder. Thunder.
Thunderspawn.
It's Merlin. No, that's awesome voice guy.
Imagine a creature
I don't remember his name.
insane enough to use it. Imagine a hero on the verge of creation. From flesh to steel. You must visualize your objective.
Nipple blades!
To blade. Don't get cocky.
Nipple blades are always the objective.
To spawn. Peekaboo.
You. We have harvested the ultimate weapon.
I don't know what the hell's going on.
Skin rash. They destroy the
The whole movie was kind of like that.
This is just what they want. You're playing that game. Then now play dirty.
I'll play dirty.
You've been violated, girly bad. Stay sharp. The night is young.
Evil has a new enemy. Justice has a new weapon. And the world has a new hero.
Hero.
Spawn.
Spawn. That was weird.
Yeah, 90s trailers.
I missed that guy.
Oh, they're all like that.
Right?
Dom DeLuise or whatever his name was.
No, Don something. Not Dom.
Fonte.
That's another guy. Jazz is pulling a me.
Yeah. It's a name that sounds like that. LaFonte?
Don De La Fonte. Don De La Fonte.
Don Della.
That sounds about right.
We'll go with
Don De Fonte. Fondle
Sure
Don.
wasn't
We don't
Don
need
Dilettante.
We don't
Dondel-
need to use this internet thing to
Fondle
figure
Dante.
that out.
Wait, what? Fondle Dante?
Yes.
Fondle Dante.
I don't know. I've heard he's got a pretty bad inferno going on.
Right.
Aw.
So if you fondle him too much, the devil may cry.
Ah!
All right.
Don LaFontaine.
Smoking.
Don LaFontaine.
There we go. Don Fonte. I was right.
Okay, speaking of
LaFontaine.
voices, can we talk about how Scooby-Doo played the devil?
No.
Scooby-Doo.
So Scooby-Doo was the devil. Bronze Tiger was Spawn. Luigi was Clown.
Oh my God, Lou John.
Well,
Oh my
well,
God, he is.
Guy who never ages and is the perfect defusion of his two sons is Jason.
Funny story. I actually had to let Carrie in on the fact that that's actually just how Martin Sheen talks.
Yeah, I thought he was affecting it for the role, and it drove me nuts.
Not at all.
That is his voice.
That was no, but he was the only person in this show not really putting on anything.
And
No,
they
he
had
was-
to.
He was phoning it in hardcore.
Yeah, and Merlin was Caligula, Cagliostro,
Castle of Cagliostro.
Cog. Merlin was Pog.
Cock,
Is
yeah,
what I'm
wait.
saying.
Cogsworth?
Yes, Merlin was
Coxworth.
Yeah, Merlin was Coxworth.
Whoa. This movie just took a completely different direction.
Sorry, my internet's laggy today, so all I heard was Cockworth. So.
And that instantly got his attention.
What? Huh?
All right, I'm doing the producer job for a second. Hold on, I got to type. There's no way I was letting that one get out. All right, so yeah. Michael Jai White, aka Bronze Tiger, aka that one black guy from The Dark Knight, is Spawn. The one living black guy. Sorry.
Oh.
The other dude got a pencil to the eye. John Luigi Leguizamo, because he will never not be Luigi, is the clown / the violator. Martin Sheen, Jason Wynn, Teresa Randall as Wanda Blake, and the late great Nicole Williamson, I believe is how you say his name. It's weirdly UK-ish, so I'm sure Daryl will be like, "No, who is this? You're pronouncing it wrong because you're stupid American."
It's Williamson. It's Williamson.
Is Cagliostro, best probably known playing Merlin back in the 80s.
Oh, yeah.
Right now from trivia time. Al Simmons was a roommate of Todd McFarlane. By the way, this is an entire Todd McFarlane circle jerk, much like everything else that he did for Image.
Right. Not as much of a circle jerk as Rob Liefeld's work.
Right? Well, I don't know. Cyan being his daughter, Wanda is his wife, and Terry Fitzgerald is a friend of his.
Okay. A superhero who looks like a fantasy version of Rob Liefeld, whose hero name is Shaft.
Yeah, I still think this is a little bit more.
It doesn't get much more self-insertion than that.
Not enough.
1997, when this was released, 2 sequels were on the card. Spawn 2 due for release in 1998, and Spawn 3: The Ultimate Battle in 1999. Neither of these came to fruition, and a sequel has been in development hell ever since. Todd McFarlane, script writer, has finally completed a script as of February 14, 2016, and is hoped production will commence sometime soon.
But hey, at least they had some actual special effects this time.
Oh my
Maybe.
God.
Yeah.
Maybe.
All right.
Surprise.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get to that in a second. Columbia Pictures showed interest in making a film adaptation of Spawn when the comic book was released in 1992. I have only had a couple of sips of alcohol. Negotiations eventually fell through as Todd McFarlane felt the studio was not giving him enough creative control. McFarlane eventually sold the rights to New Line Cinema for $1 in exchange for creative input and merchandising rights.
Maybe he should have invested a little more.
Yeah,
he got a pretty good deal for $1.
Yeah, I think he got a really good deal for that one because there was a ton of merchandise for this movie.
There was a ton of merchandise.
I bought a bunch of it.
So, question: wasn't New Line Cinema like the company of movies for like the 80s and 90s?
New Line Cinema was like comic Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, Ninja Turtles and Blade, the Blade movies.
Yeah, it's akin to like Summit Films now, where you didn't get like a lot of the super mainstream stuff in New Line Media, but you got a bunch of the stuff that like we watch. So I'd say it's more akin to what you get from Summit Films now.
Summit and probably Legendary, right?
Yeah, I'd say. So Josh did a great impersonation. So Josh, you're now casted as Spawn. Dale is clown.
Hmm.
That's it. That's the only two we have in here.
Perfect.
Joshua up first.
Scrolls down.
But scrolling.
Scrolling.
I can't lie. I want to do that last line.
And I thought I wasn't paying attention.
I really just want to say that John Leguizamo was probably trying far too hard for this movie.
He really was.
The man was on his knees the entire time. He had no choice but to, deal with being hardcore.
This guy puts forward 100% regardless of what he does.
I know, and that's why we love him.
Right?
I know. We got to give him mad props.
I mean,
Glad
let's
he's
remember
making all
him in
that
Too Long
Ice
Fu.
Age money now.
All of that.
Yeah, Ice Age in space too.
Ice Age in space.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
Some
it.
checks. You give
They
him
go to
checks.
space in this most recent Ice Age movie.
Yes, they
That's
do.
the thing.
That's true.
It is
Horrible.
Aliens. Ancient aliens.
Yep. So we get
Dinosaur aliens.
All right, fine, fuck it. Since I put in for a voice audition thing anyway. You sent me to hell, Jason. I'm here to return the favor.
Pew, 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 pew.
Pew, 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 pew,
Cue 90s music.
Oh my god.
Filthy little piece of vermin! What makes you think that I would join your army? You could take that army of yours and shove it.
Sounds like a country song. You can take that dark army of yours and shove it. Oh, you got that? I want to beat the little fat man look in your eyes.
Just get me to a hospital.
Go ahead, Rachel.
A hospital? You have not looked in the mirror lately, Burt Man walking? Even the entire cast of VR couldn't put you back together again.
What was that noise just now? That
You
was
broke
either
Dale. Congratulations.
Dale laughing or somebody kicked a puppy. I'm not sure which one.
It sounded like somebody tried to do the Nanami laugh and their microphone peaked.
You see, no, this is the thing. I wanted to laugh halfway. I also wanted a clean cut of that audio. I can go out and cut it out later. So,
All right. Okay. Aside from hell, I didn't hate the effects in this movie.
What?
Yeah,
Actually,
I
I'm with
hate them. They were bad, but they were of the time.
No, the effects were good up until that.
But hell, yeah.
Hell was real
black,
bad.
like green
Hell was bad. Hell was
Spewing
real bad.
stuff across all the levels of hell, and you kind of go, "Well, there went their entire CGI budget."
I like that the main villain of the. Oh, go ahead.
oh, sorry. I'm that the main villain thing. The effects surrounding him. Oh boy. But the point of hell that it was this unwatchable bad thing. Though.
I don't think that was the point.
It's CGI hell.
CGI hell.
Oh my god. They spent money on that green whatchamacallit, the green water.
Oh, the slime.
It's like gack that somebody watered down.
Slimy glue. Slimy goo.
Apparently, I'm
Damn.
But the Violator was all practical until the end, wasn't it?
Most of the Violator was practical effects. The transformation obviously was CGI, and like the super fast motion blur things were CGI, but it was mostly animatronic actually.
Yeah, and you,
Oh
you
no,
could
no, no.
tell
I'm
'cause
talking
those look
about when,
good.
when he's in costume. When he's in clown mode.
Oh yeah, clown was all practical.
Yeah, that was him on his
Oh, yeah.
knees with his legs folded up underneath him the entire movie.
Which collapsed to him. Like, come on. Like,
Seriously.
to hold that.
Yeah, he really put way too much effort into this. It's for all.
But I mean, like we
He's
said,
awesome.
Yeah.
he does that with all of his roles. Like that is something that he does. He gets into whatever role he is in. Like, and I freaking love him for it.
Talking
I
about
guess that's why he got first billing.
Yeah. I believe that actually.
the production right in the beginning when you've got Simmons or Simons, what's his name?
Simmons.
Yes.
Simmons.
When he's infiltrating the airport, he does a kick, but the kick noise doesn't go off. The silenced pistol noise goes off.
Yes! The amount of times, okay. The amount of times that I had
Yeah,
to
sound editing was real
rewind
bad.
this movie, the amount of times I've had to rewind this movie to go, did I actually fucking just hear that? Like, the amount of times.
And
The
what kind
whole-
of assassin fights his enemy head on? You just go, take your knife, and then done.
Yeah, like his altercation with the one guard there, where the guard is just like, "Oh, hey, I'm gonna engage in hand-to-hand combat with you," instead of calling for help.
Right? And then, like, why would you walk right into the middle of the brightly lit?
No!
You see two guards on the ground. You go hide in a shadow or something and see what's up.
Two people already unconscious, and I haven't been here yet. Seems legit.
Seems right. But just, oh my god, just all of it, just so too on the nose. Even like the sound effects in those fight scenes, though, like even like a minute into this film,
And were they buying punches and kicks per the pool?
Probably.
No, they was stock footage. They had to have gone to clipart.com and typed in punch sound.
No, not the punch sounds. When he's throwing people.
Oh yes.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, the throw sounds, the thunder sounds, the fire sounds, the punch sounds are all definitely from a stock library somewhere.
But was
somebody
there a
did.
Wilhelm scream? I don't think there was.
No, I don't.
I don't remember one. I don't
They couldn't
remember
afford one.
They couldn't afford one. Clipart.com didn't have one.
Hell and Martin Sheen was there was too much money spent on those two things.
Clearly more on Martin Sheen than hell.
It just, but no, I mean, as per the effects themselves, like for 1997, for a movie that didn't have a huge, like, massive amount of money behind it, I didn't mind it. Like it
was great.
Yeah, like the
good,
awesome eye effects were really cool in this movie.
Cape effects were still awesome.
Yeah, cape effects.
Well, yeah, the eyes only cost like
Yeah.
what, 10,000 a piece for every second they're on screen.
Cape game on.
The cape was cool, and it needed some resolution work, but it was at least kind of
So is his powers just to like, okay, I can do this now. I can turn it into skin. I can turn it into metal. I can have a beam that destroys everything it touches.
The eye thing is unique to the movie, at least. It's been a few years since I've read Spawn, so I'm sorry if I don't remember all of his powers. Essentially, like, the eye thing was made up for the movie. The chains are kind of supposed to be a part of his being themselves. That was not at all creatively lifted from Ghost Rider.
Not at all.
Supposed to be like a separate entity that can create its own like skin or anything along those lines. Like it is a purely infernal relic that is meant to be pretty much the Deus Ex Machina for a lot of things. Deus Ex Capia.
And his belt jumping off and grabbing people's legs, is that
Again,
normal?
that is more along the lines of the chains that come from his body.
Though that totally threw me off when it first happened, because I was like, "Whoa, what did that just come out of his crotch?"
Yeah, that was very,
Like,
very close to being a cod piece.
I was like, "Oh, that's his belt buckle."
A chomping cod piece.
A chomping cod piece.
And what kind of assassin misses a clear shot?
A movie assassin.
all of them in the
Supposed to
movie.
really be assassinating anything.
Machine gun somersaults.
Yes.
Yes.
He jumps
That's
and he
90s.
shoots two into the columns behind him.
He should have just screamed out 90s as he did that.
And then the guns would have gone pew 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 pew.
Yes, this was a rated R movie in the late 90s. It would have been PG-13 now, right?
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, it is PG-13.
No, I don't know.
Wait,
Because
it's
of
not
the
R?
all of the hell stuff.
No, it's
No, it's not
PG-13,
It's PG-13.
Yeah.
which is probably part of the problem.
Yeah, I think if
The hell stuff.
yeah, this was 90s where they wouldn't really they even Spawn, like they probably would never have done an R-rated movie. Now, if this was done today or if they ever get the Spawn 2 out, oh, you can guarantee that it's going to be a rated R. It's just going to go like crazy over the top, and I fucking want
There's a remake. There's apparently a remake coming. I don't know if it's the sequel or a remake, but apparently there's a Spawn 2018 coming, but
fucking want that so bad.
Yeah.
Okay,
because
so
yes.
per the Spawn Wikipedia, because we know that's the greatest source of accurate information on
Wikipedia, of
the
course.
internet. Spawn's powers include superhuman strength, speed, agility, and endurance, immortality to an extent because using his powers drains a energy supply of some form, and draining them completely would kill him. Healing factor, he's a skilled tactician, martial artist, swordsman, marksman, athlete, and acrobat. Teleportation, shape-shifting, necroplasmic energy blasts, resurrection, and multiple demonic powers.
Wait, does that mean he can resurrect other people or he can resurrect himself?
Heroes never die!
It doesn't specify.
It's whatever the writer wants for that particular panel.
Spawn is mercy.
Spawn is mercy. Yes.
I can, yeah.
New Mercy skin where she has the cape and it just crashes everybody's computers trying to load it.
Oh man! Yeah. So, all right, I have a feeling that Raul really hated this movie.
Okay, they made the bad guy the worst fucking person in the world.
The clown is dude.
No, not the clown. I'm talking about Martin Sheen.
Martin Sheen. I mean, he's your standard CEO evil dude. So I mean,
but see, he's meant to be the diversionary
standard
tactic.
90s evil CEO.
Yeah, I mean, the whole grand.
He's got a disc reader in his desk.
A special disc reader.
Yes.
I kept misreading the labels as special disc the entire time.
What was the label on this disc?
Special ops.
Special ops. But I kept reading it as special disc, hence me ranting just now.
I like special disc better though.
So he made a copy.
Special disc to put in my special slot.
So the guy, he made a copy of this disc and he put a label on it or did he just take that one?
Yes.
Yes? Question mark?
Yeah, the answer is kind of, I guess.
Yeah. So, and it's like, oh my god, yes, okay, yes, but I see the clown as more as the minion, the not villain of the week, but the guy that just gets beat every time he shows up. The joke villain.
So he's kind of like the lackey.
Yeah.
Like you could take the punches.
Yeah, kind of like I don't know why we could go to this one. Okay, you remember the old Peter Pan cartoon?
The Disney one?
Yes.
Yeah.
You know how the captain was kind of like the buffoon villain, but not really like a real
threat
bad guy. He's kind of like that. He's just kind of like he's there.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was a total douche during that entire movie.
Yeah, absolutely.
The voice that he used and like I mean, he's an amazing actor, but that particular character, if we weren't watching it to rant and review, I honestly would have turned it off because his voice was starting to give me a headache.
He was trying. trying too hard to be Jim Carrey from The Mask. That's the kind of inflection that I felt it was a bad impersonation of a Jim Carrey character.
Yeah. Like, I will not deny that technically speaking, he did an amazing job. I just did not enjoy it.
Yeah. You didn't. Yeah. No, that makes sense.
Yeah. So for those of us old enough, which I mean is all of us except for Dale, do you guys have any,
Again, really?
No, this is a legitimate question, dude. So this movie came out when you were 4.
And I watched it in the movie theater.
Hey, there are parents here that would do that.
Shut up. No, I wouldn't.
Ral, how could you?
Yeah, right. I mean, I'm gonna bring my 12-year-old nephew to a properly rated R movie when he gets here from Australia.
Jesus Christ.
Now, CJ, make sure you have your valid ID so you can get him in there too. They want to make sure there is an adult with him.
Oh, yeah, well, there you go.
But
I love you, Dale.
Anybody else, mainly to Josh, maybe to Jazz, anybody else own anything from this movie when it was out?
I did not own anything, no. I did see the movie when it came out, though.
As did I. I remember watching it with my dad.
Me too.
I was 12 at the time.
We rented it from Blockbuster.
Oh, geez. Remember those things? They're a thing of the past, right? What's a blockbuster?
So I have a pretty fun story about this one. Rachel said I.
My grandmother may or may not, this is going back how many years now?
20, exactly.
Back in the days of those wonderful things called legal boxes.
The pirate boxes where you got your scrambled porn.
Yeah, my grandmother happened to have one. My grandmother was not, the prim proper my grandma that everybody, dreams about having. No, mine was the one that would sit there and watch the dirty movies after the granddaughter went to bed. She came in and woke me up one night after I went to bed and goes, "Sweetheart, here I am listening to my very quiet, very mellow, because I used to listen to Mozart to go to sleep. Nerd! Well, no, I listened. It wasn't just Mozart, but it was all classical music I went to sleep with. She came in, she paused my tape, and I went, what? Come here. I want you to tell me about this movie. I walked out. It was Spawn. I looked at her and I went, it's based off of a comic book. The comic books were good. So you've read them. Yeah. Stay up and watch it with me.
Oh, God.
Oh, my grandmother sat there going, with the hand over the eyes going, you can't watch that. You can't watch that. And I'm like, Meme, you just woke me up asking me about it. I've read the comic books. I was 12? No, I was younger than that. 97, 83.
But you probably watched this in 98, so
83, 93, or 92.
It came out 20 years.
It is 20 years.
It's 20 years.
Pretty much the date.
So it was 9.
You probably watched when it hit like those boxes.
Yeah, I was like
too have
9.
I too have an interesting story about Grandma.
It fazed me. It fazed her. And then she watched it again the next day when it came back on, and she really liked it. Especially the little fat man. He's really kind of twisted.
We had HBO growing up, and which was a big deal for anybody in the 90s.
That is a big deal.
It was the one thing that my grandma, in her infinite cheapness, would pay extra money for, was HBO, because she wanted to watch her movies before her gossipy, quote unquote, gossipy bitchy friends did. So, by the way, my grandma went through this on Spider-Man, bought me my Spider-Man comics, pretty much made me the geek I am today. So, like, she was a geek just before and unwilling to call herself a geek. But we was watching it just was watching TV and like I was flipping through the channels and turning on HBO and this was on and I kind of watched it and I more than kind of watched it. I was an 8-year-old boy, so I watched the ever-living shit out
to it.
The ever-living shit to this movie. No, that was Showgirls, dear.
Sorry.
Absolutely frightening.
That one's actually more unbelievable to me because that's
Terrifying.
just no.
What's your favorite scary movie?
Showgirls.
Absolutely terrifying.
You can't tell me that Jessie wasn't hot as hell when she got naked, but that's beside the point. I don't remember her real name.
Jesus. You were thinking that we do anyway. Move on.
That's more. It has more sex in it than freaking 50 Shades of Grey does.
Spoiler alert: 50 Shades of Grey has no sex.
Wait, what? Really?
Wait, what?
And that's 50 Shades of Grey.
And why
So in the
did they?
It was 16 minutes of shaded gray.
But so
Of shaded grey. So 50
I
Shades of shaded sex.
I was watching this and like my grandma came in from the kitchen. She looks at me and kind of goes, "All right, I probably shouldn't be sitting here watching this with you, but what in the hell is this?" I go, "Exactly, it's Spawn." I go, "Exactly, it's Spawn." And I told her about it and like and she goes, "Huh. Okay, this seems fun." All right. And pretty much it was going, oh, okay. All right. So I go to school the next day. I tell all my friends because, I'm an 8-year-old boy. My grandma let me watch Spawn. Yay, go me. And I come home to a Spawn action figure and a Violator action figure sitting on my table. And
Jesus.
if anybody wants to know why I have the love of the term steer into the skid, it's because it was my grandma's favorite term. So she goes, these kind of things anyway with your allowance, weren't you? I go, yes. She goes, so I'm just going to steer into the skid. And here you go. So that started I bought my last Spawn comic when right before we moved to Ohio from New York. Rachel looked at me and goes, you still buying Spawn comics? I go, yeah, I'm still buying Spawn comics.
Go on.
So yeah. That is I mean that's pretty much it. Just that's where my love of Spawn came from. Also my realizing that not every comic book was just Marvel and DC.
Yeah, well, also that, but also like I feel like we have this divide on the show at the moment because I have no exposure to this. I mean, CJ brought it to us like how many weeks ago, and he went, "Here, we're watching this movie," and that's all my knowledge.
Didn't there
of
used
this
to be
movie.
a Spawn cartoon?
Yes.
Yeah, it was a Spawn cartoon.
Yes.
Yeah,
I remember.
Spawn the animated series.
Yep.
It was a lot better. Than
I
this.
wish that was streaming somewhere legally, or else we would be watching that.
We'd be doing that instead.
Actually, the animated
I don't
series.
think it's very long.
Yeah, I don't think. I know there was an animated movie too. It might have just been a bunch of the animated series episodes put together, but that's beside the point. But Dale, go ahead.
But this, and hey, funny you mentioned the TV series as well. Did anyone, because of the production as well, also and all the story, this felt like an hour and a half TV special.
Oh, it was meant to spin into another movie and also a full blown television show. That was the entire point of this.
Yeah,
it was meant to create a franchise, and it did not.
Well, you didn't see the show that it inspired, The Cape.
Oh yeah, the Cape. Oh, Jesus. Which, by the way,
Jazz made fun of me for referencing the Cape. Jazz made fun of me of referencing the Cape when we were doing Gotham, and the dude who was the main villain from the Cape put up on Gotham as the freaking mayor. I'm like, Jess, stop being weird.
Right, but also a hugely 90s things that you don't see anymore: smoking in movies.
Yep.
How much of an off-putting thing is that? Like what in the world? And because these days you couldn't do the whole Scorpion ashtray joke because there wouldn't be any smoking in movies.
the reason why I almost. That's the reason why I almost was Scorpion Ashtray for my or Ashtray Scorpion for my nickname.
And I swear to God, if they left it on that shot for 2 more seconds, the Scorpions would have started making out and touching butts. But anyway,
let's not talk about the lingering effects on horrible things like that fucking maggot pizza.
Yes,
Oh,
a real maggot, by the way.
Okay,
a real maggot.
I can deal with certain gross stuff. I mean, I've skinned deer. I've had meat, rotten meat, whatever. I've been around rotten meat. When the little bugs start moving and crawling,
Yep.
Well, no, I see that pizza box lid open, and I looked at CJ and said, "Just tell me when it's over, because I can't watch it."
I was
I know what's happening. I just can't watch.
I was forced to watch every single second of it to tell Rachel when it was over.
I hid behind Josh's hand.
What type of pizza was it? What type of pizza? Was it a pepperoni pizza?
It was a maggot pizza.
No,
but it was in a box. It was a maggot pizza.
And then
it was a fuck you pizza. Is what it was.
When he's like, "Oh, disgusting! I hate anchovies."
Yeah,
I hate anchovies.
Yeah.
Where if they remade it today, it would be pineapple.
No.
Oh, leave the pineapple out of this.
Okay, how many people say it's okay to put pineapple on pizza?
Yo.
My daughter will tell you it's perfectly fine.
She wanted me to tweet Gordon Ramsay to tell him that he was wrong about pineapple.
I think
she literally pulls up Twitter and goes, "Okay, Daddy, tweet Gordon Ramsay, tell him that he's wrong about pineapple on pizza." I'm like, I'm not going to tweet Gordon Ramsay and tell him that he's wrong about pineapple.
My daughter says you're wrong.
That's my daughter.
My 7-year-old daughter says you're wrong, Chef Ramsay, and you don't know anything about food.
I can't wait till she's old enough to have her own Twitter and she goes viral for starting a pizza pineapple Twitter debate with Gordon Ramsay.
Right?
Tweet wars coming soon. To the...
I should let her get her own Twitter account just so she can.
But the sad part is, because she's a kid, he'd probably like try to rebut her, and she'd be like, "No, this is why you need to respect my." How would she put it today? You need to respect my opinions.
Opinions.
I am creating a very strong, independent girl, and she is not afraid to let everybody know that she is a strong, independent girl.
Good.
Well, no, correction. She's strong and independent until you take a point on Class Dojo. Then she's a pile of whining, crying, screaming banshee beast.
Baby steps.
Everybody has their weaknesses, Rachel.
Baby
Class
steps.
Dojo is serious business.
Josh, I appreciated that joke. Thank you for that. I got you.
Yes, I appreciate the baby steps as well.
Yeah. Just draw a big circle around it.
All right. So this movie, it also felt like it was paying homage. And if you know any of Todd McFarlane's stuff, you know this should not come as any surprise to you. This was paying a lot of homage to like Evil Dead and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yes.
He said Army of Darkness about 100 times, so that makes sense.
It is. He is a huge nerd and likes paying homage to everything that he loved. So he's J.J. Abrams before J.J. Abrams was J.J. Abrams.
Seems legit.
But so like there was a lot of intentional badness in this, and this is stuff that he has said through interviews. This is not just me playing devil's advocate.
I think what you did there.
Oh.
He stands by this movie. He stands by this movie 100%.
I would too.
Because
I would too if I was him. Like, come on.
But he's like, the only disappointment that I have is that it didn't make enough money to be able to afford a sequel. But he wanted to send a love letter to Raimi and all of those like things that he grew up watching and or were popular when he started getting into the business in 1980 when he started working with Marvel.
Yeah. I understand why he would be proud of this movie. It's his baby work, and as creators of our own on like a smaller scale, we kind of have that sense of pride too. When
he goes, I wish have had a few million more dollars to throw at this movie, then it would have looked better. And he said that, by the way. He said, I would have liked to make this movie feel better, look better, but we did the best of what we were working with, and most of us stand by the work that was produced. And I can't really blame him for a love letter film, which a lot of this did feel like. It was fairly good for a love letter film.
Yeah, I think I saw better graphics in WrestleMania 2000 in the crowd.
Oh, Jesus.
You know what I really liked was the whole cathedral set.
Yes.
It looked nice.
Yeah.
Like
Again,
the
it's
set
been a little more in the rendering, but
the set pieces, not hell. The set pieces,
Like the actual physical set pieces.
Yeah, they were not
those
bad.
were
But
nice.
You felt
every
dark and
everything practical in this movie was pretty solid. I gotta give
Absolutely.
it props for.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the CG, like outside of Spawn, the CG really needed some help and love. But but like, yeah, the practical effects in this were really good. Like I say that with all
relative to the era.
Yes,
relative to when this movie was set. Yes,
yeah,
good.
even then, I thought the
Well,
practical
even
effects
now,
were strong.
Yeah,
even some of the scenes are like, I know where I am, and we're exploring this set, in this scene. Like, you knew where you were. It's not like they were trying to go for, Oliver Twist London town and kind of, was set it in a zoo. Like they were relevant for what it was.
And you felt like where you were supposed to be. Like, even in hell, it was obvious that this is supposed to be something. This is supposed to be something that's terrifying.
It's terrifying.
Oh, but look at all the green worms floating around. They look like fun.
The alley felt
box by itself.
The alley felt horrible. The cathedral felt, majestic, dark. Everything felt like it was meant to. Like the house felt claustrophobic, especially when they were trying to do fight scenes in there. Like everything.
Which, by the way,
oh, good.
Which, by the way, when they're trying to when Wonder's like hanging up there and trying to, the guy is like got the knife there and pushes him out of the way over the couch. That couch scene was also amazing. I rewinded that and watched that 5 times and laughed every time.
Oh, the house scene.
All the
I got some notes on the house scene that we need to discuss. But that's for the second half.
That's for the second half.
When Jazz
I know what
has
you mean.
notes,
Like,
it gets scary.
Yeah, when Jazz takes R&R notes, shit's about to get out.
Doesn't happen how many times? But no.
It hasn't happened very often. He takes plentiful S4 notes, but man, R&R notes are not really Jazz's thing, and shit gets
take R&R notes.
When Jazz takes R&R notes, there's hell to pay.
This one was extra special because in the first 10 minutes, I had written 10 notes, and that's when I opened up the Slack and said, "This really should be a Geek IO watches," because I have a comment for like every second of this movie.
It was originally meant to be a Geek IO watches, but every year before Dragon Con, we have a chill episode or no episode, and I didn't want to skip a week because, again, peek behind the curtain. I'm trying desperately not to have us miss a week this year. So like we can either do this as a Geek IO watches or just as a rant and review to fill the show before Dragon Con.
And it is a fitting show before. It's a fitting movie to do before Dragon Con because of the campiness and the silly slapstick boing boing noises.
Yes,
slapstick boing boing noises and terrible.
Man.
Man, I think I have better.
I want to say something, but I can't because that just no.
All right.
I want to be the damn it. Yes, I do.
All right. So we're gonna take anybody else have anything production wise before we head into the break and then hit up the rest of the show?
No.
The writing was pretty terrible.
The writing was
dialogue.
Real trophy, and the dialogue was. Whew.
No,
yeah.
No flow whatsoever in the dialogue.
All right, guys. So we are going to take a quick break. During the break, you're going to hear some ads for those listening to the podcast feed. If you want to listen to a ad-free experience, tune in live Thursdays at 10 p.m. Eastern at geek-io.net/live. During rant and review shows, I like playing a song that kind of is reminiscent to the show or to the movie that we're watching. So I was going to put on Jonathan Young's cover of Hellfire. Then I realized I really hate that song. So I took a poll of our lovely hosts and I said a song and everybody just said yes. Jonathan Young's cover from Young Does Disney 1 of Circle of Life. Stay tuned.
No se cuenya mama kiti baba Gunyame No se cuenya mama kiti baba Gunyame And blinking, stepped into the sun. There is more to see than can ever be seen. More to do than can ever be done. There is far too much to take in here. More to find than can ever be found. With the sun rolling high from the sapphire sky, keeps great and small on the endless round. It's the circle of life, and it moves us all through despair and hope, through faith and love, till we find our place on the path that winding in the circle of It's the circle of life, and it moves us all through despair and hope, through faith and love, till we find our place on the path unwinding in the circle of life.
Off of his Young Does Disney 1 album. Available on Amazon. Check out our affiliate link in the show notes. That is Jonathan Young's cover of Circle of Life from the Leon King. Always good. Always good. So this is the rant review side of the show, guys, where we talk about the things that we liked, didn't like about the story, plot, characters, and otherwise. And this is where we get super spoily. If you're worried about spoilers for Spawn, I'm sorry.
It was
It's like
from
people who
what
are worried
year?
about Star Wars. What? Darth Vader is Luke's father?
How could you ruin it for me?
Okay, so Spawn was from 97.
Correct. Created in
Correct.
90.
Okay. Oh man, this was like the opening with that 90s rock. I don't even know what kind of rock that was.
Come on, really?
I'm not
You did
saying
not
it's
like that?
bad, but it's just like
You are watching a 90s movie.
Yep.
Like and like 9 minutes of opening credits. Like, what
Oh
is there
my
not to
God.
like about that?
Oh,
That
my
is 90.
opening credit.
That is straight up
so.
90. Like,
Quick thing: did they name the dog after the production manager?
Probably.
Or did they name the production manager after the dog?
Yeah, because the production manager was like something spaz.
Surprise! The production manager was the dog.
That explains so
Spaz
much.
is a great
Wow.
band name. We all
It
agree on
makes
that.
Yeah.
so much sense. Yeah, I know, right? Spaz.
everything is accurate in this statement.
Is that why the dog had higher billing than the kid?
Probably.
Which kid? His daughter or Hey Mister?
Yes.
The hey mister, I found your dog.
Well, if we had your dog,
Yeah.
well, if we had your dog,
The second coming of Oliver Twist?
oh yeah, I made that joke earlier.
Lisa,
Yeah, but
I want some more.
You want some water, Mister? Are you thirsty, Mister?
So this was pretty much. It felt a lot like Ghost Rider, right?
Yeah. This actually, I like this more than the Nick Cage Ghost Rider movies. So I mean,
Do you hate fun?
That's
I mean,
no, it's
okay.
really
high bar, is it?
more that I like the Ghost Rider movies.
I think I've seen the most terrible movies on the planet, and I think
I think you and I might,
different movies.
especially now that Josh is on the show. I think we all might be in competition with that one between the three of us.
I've seen 4 Ginger Dead Man movies. I've seen The
All
Room.
4 of them. God,
All 4 of them.
Black Emperor.
We've all seen Sausage Party.
Yep.
We've all seen Sausage
Please
Party.
don't remind me.
The Room, I think Josh and I have seen The Room.
Rubber.
Yeah,
we watched Rubber.
And Rubber.
Rubber.
So I liked
Oh my God, Rubber.
both Birdemic movies, which if you want campy fun, Birdemic 2
Jingle
is,
All the
is
Way.
such a fun. Jingle All the Way 1 and 2. And 2.
Wait, they made a second
That's
one?
right. There's a second one.
Larry the
Yeah.
Cable
Oh my God.
Anything with Larry the Cable Guy.
You guys, you know what we need to do for our next DKO watches?
What?
Black Sheep.
Wait,
I kind of like that movie. I
Black
kinda
Sheep
like
wasn't that
movie.
bad.
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying it seems like it would be great to do a Geek IO watches of it. And also, I haven't seen it and I need to see it.
You haven't
Yeah.
seen Black Sheep?
Nope.
Oh man.
Are any
I don't think I have either.
are any of the Chris Farley movies streaming? I don't know.
She's
that I know
not
of.
talking about a Chris Farley movie.
Oh, that Black Sheep.
She's talking about the movie about the lambs of New
Oh.
Zealand.
Becoming
Yes.
The
zombies.
Lambs becoming.
Oh, okay. We're talking
There's
about something else.
There's certainly a category
Completely
of
different black sheep.
Typically-
That
Very
Black Sheep.
different. No, that does sound perfect.
The New Zealand zombie sheep movie.
Don't
Yeah, that was
Oh.
insane.
If you want a zombie movie, oh zombie. Osama bin Laden comes back as a zombie.
Oh
Jesus.
my God.
That
All
sounds
right.
Is Iron Sky 2 out yet?
No, I really want to watch that, especially with everything going on in the world today. Like, I really want to fucking watch Nazis riding dinosaurs.
So,
The only
so
thing
sports.
Yeah, we're getting a little off the rails, and I contributed to that. But
Yes.
Fun.
Sports the movie, but would you put this in that campy movie
Oh, yes,
category? I definitely. Yeah.
absolutely.
So I don't know if that you have to judge it harsher or you kind of go a little bit more easier on it than what this, because you would expect the bad dialogue, the boing boing sounds, like you would expect that from a movie of this ilk.
Well, I mean, being a love letter movie, you kind of have to take treat it a little bit differently than you would, especially a love letter to Army of Darkness / Evil Dead. You kind of have to take it in that camp kind of way, which kind of doesn't excuse, but lends credence to like the bad dialogue, bad editing, and stuff like that. Like,
yeah, but
say what you will about Evil Dead and stuff, they were not good movies. Like production wise,
they were trying to be good. That's the point, and they just missed the
they had
mark.
some good editing and camera work, but
yeah.
they had terrible dialogue.
The thing is that it
with flaming arrows stuck in their asses that they don't have.
The thing is that there is some thematic dissonance here, because on one hand you do have the camp and the dialogue that's so bad it almost has to be bad on purpose, but then you also have him trying so hard
Michael
to
Jai
be
White
the
is really trying hard.
edgy badass loner
failing.
superhero, the dark and burdened loner. And
so what I'm hearing, Street Fighter.
I mean,
I really like that movie.
Chinese Ninja Warrior.
Okay.
With your heart so cold. Sub-Zero.
So, quick thing.
What just happened? I don't. Hang on. No. Hold the phone. What just happened here?
You've never heard the Sub-Zero song from the Mortal Kombat movie?
No.
Oh, must have. I watched that movie several times, but
yeah.
Somebody asked Jonathan Young to cover it so we can play it on the show.
Right?
Have him on the show so we can. So
when I get him on the show, which is actually in the works, by the way, just as a heads up. That it's more of a scheduling thing at this point, and even he's okay with me saying that. It is it's something we can bring up to him when he comes on. You should cover this Sub-Zero song from Mortal Kombat.
All right. Meanwhile, back to regular programmer Raul hating this movie. Now back to Spawn. Raul, you hated this. Go.
Yeah, explain your hatred of fun.
It just felt like it could have been so much more with a higher rating.
Well,
with an R rating, it would have been more. But it felt like they were like.
It is rated R.
But let's think about this. The rating system has changed since since this came out.
So much so.
It's about 2005, I want to say.
Just remember, it's easier to get away with it's easier to get away with what you can get away with on an R rating. I mean, look at The Matrix.
True that.
Which I remind people was rated R. Which kind of put a limit on what is R nowadays. But I don't think this movie could have been any better with a R rating.
I thought it was rated R.
No, it is not.
According to the IMDb, it's rated R, but according to Netflix, it's rated PG-13. So I don't know who to believe. But there was nothing in it to make me believe it was
on our Netflix. It showed up as R.
Huh?
Mine showed up as PG-13.
Well,
Weird.
there were no F-bombs, S-bombs. There was like
language. There's no language really.
It would have had to have been because of the hell.
And the violence was.
Which
it was mostly because of the content that the film was touching on.
Yeah.
Which, considering in the 90s when, religious doctrine was still a big thing in movies, it would not surprise me.
I guess
R strictly.
I guess his face could be rated R.
Ooh.
Rated R.
Ooh.
Speaking of which, for a guy lit on fire, he did not scream a whole lot.
No, he did not.
Nor did he scream a whole lot for a guy dropping into hell.
Right?
Oh,
no! I love the gravitas with which Priest shot him with the super soaker full of gack. And it just kind of just makes that awful sound and kind of splurts all over him, and that's it.
Money shot.
That's what Priest was there for.
I see what you did, guys.
And they didn't even like really, I want to say, over-sexualize Priest.
Oh, they totally did.
Well, no, not like super like Matrix-wise.
She was wearing basically bedroom clothes to be a spy in stilettos so high that her ankles wobbled when she got out of the car. And the ballroom scene, every time it zoomed in on her as she was walking around the perimeter, it zoomed in on her butt.
Yep. Yeah.
It's
Okay.
true. I noticed that. Took note of that.
Also, she put on her sequined bodysuit for the ball.
Sequence. Right, gotcha.
Like, wow, they're not being very subtle with this.
No,
Dude.
not at all.
No, you have the two 90s female character stereotypes for a male-oriented film. You have the eye candy and you have the damsel.
Yeah, it's a comic book movie. Gotcha.
So this like evil corporation CEO only had 2 assassins.
It's implied that there were others, that these two were just the best.
Yeah. It was highly implied on that.
It's just that these were the only two worth showing because they're the only two that are relevant to the story.
Precisely.
But I do see Raoul's point. It's like it was the only 2 people working that day because this one-day movie. Like, let's be honest here. Like, this takes place over one day, right?
No, because Cheyenne was born and also grew up to be like 6.
No, okay.
Yeah, he was dead for 5 years, so there was that.
5 years.
No.
Okay,
Him coming back after the 5 years only took like what, 2-3 days?
Yeah. Yeah, no, 5 years takes over overnight. 5 years overnight.
Well, that's what it seemed like.
From
to
his
him,
perspective, from his perspective, it took less than a week for this entire thing to happen.
Yeah. Because time doesn't flow in hell or something.
Oh.
Something like that.
Let's see. Yeah, I mean, it was. It just,
How about them comic book shots?
oh,
Right?
There are a couple of them.
yeah.
Him standing on the cathedral with his cape blowing, and
Yep.
That was pretty great.
that's definitely from a comic book cover.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right.
No doubt about that one.
Like,
So-
it seemed really random, but it was a cool visual.
Oh,
was very
I
it's
kind
very
of
cool.
skipped here. So, in the time that the movie like ends, like the violator gets killed, spoilers, or gets dragged back to hell, and they're arresting Jason.
Martin Sheen, yes.
Yes, he had time to like make phone calls. Terry to make phone calls. Okay, let's safely disable all these biological weapon containers that are all over the world.
Yeah, let's do
Yes.
that like right now.
Yeah.
And apparently removing the transmitter and exploding it
Didn't
does
set
not
off.
set off.
Yeah, no, that's another thing too. It's like, okay, you're gonna destroy this, but are the bombs still gonna go
Also,
off? Like, what?
Yeah, touchscreen CRT monitor.
Yes.
That was one
Yes,
of my
and the
things.
computer that
Was that-
said everything it was doing out loud.
No, that is
Oh
not.
my
Opening
God.
file.
That is not a thing.
Opening
Paul.
folder. Playing
Opening
video.
folder.
That
It's like the old
bothered
phone.
me.
It's
Processing
like the old school
secret
phone.
document.
Out loud. Too.
Accessing
Don't
secret
do
files.
secret things.
Now I'm just-
Mouse clicked.
I'm just imagining the NSA now having a security system on their computers where if you try to download any files onto like a thumb drive or something, the system sounds just start blaring, downloading secret files, downloading secret files.
Like, the only thing that was missing was some 90s style hacking of.
Yeah.
Dun,
With heavy metal in the
Magic.
background. Yes.
You know, yeah, we needed the opening credit music again in that scene where he was downloading the secret folders.
So did Martin, like in the beginning when they double cross him, did he need to be there?
No, he did it just to be an asshole.
I
And
know.
why were they in the chemical plant when they blew it up?
And how did he get out?
Okay, they walked outside the door, which apparently
That's not
was
how explosions work.
They were still in the door when they hit the button.
yeah. I would be like in a helicopter, like 100 miles away, then hit the button.
Right.
And they said that the fallout hit a village like 200 miles out or a couple miles out.
Yeah.
No, it's right
They
here.
had
It's
hazmat
badass.
suits.
It's
They
bleak.
had hazmat suits. Come on.
They had plexiglass gas masks.
Plexiglass masks.
And it looked like they kind of got them at the same store that Priest buys her clothes at.
Don't ask me how I know, but those were 8 4-pound plastic explosives that were on those tanks, and that bomb radius is at least a minimum of half a mile. So
Okay, now tell us how you know this.
How you know that? Downloading secret files.
I lived in Texas. People had lots of room to blow things up in wide open spaces.
Let me open my desktop disk drive here.
And there's not much else to do in Texas except for load up plastic explosives in the middle of nowhere and just blow the shit out of everything.
I like the plastic explosives too.
How do you think we get so much ground beef?
Oh, right.
Oh shit! I
Very
thought
quickly.
cows were thing.
It's like on Just Cause 3 where you just strap rockets to cows' asses and then eventually beat.
Yeah.
By the way, that game is fucking amazing. Just putting that out there.
Okay. But just FYI.
How do you think you get mechanically separated chicken?
Oh my god! Wow! All right.
One of the 4 C's of C4.
Everything figures
Token apology to any vegan/vegetarians who listen to this podcast.
Cattle, chicken,
duck, duck fillets. That's how that happens. Cute. Duck step. That's not a duck, Dale.
So I'm gonna go.
That's not a duck.
Now I'm just thinking of the Chicken of Doom.
Yeah, no,
no,
right?
he is myth. No, Super
Oh
Chicken.
no,
His myth.
I have a story,
Oh,
but it's not for right now.
Super cow El Rescate.
yeah, but CJ, in Texas, when a cow explodes, it automatically like comes out the perfect cuts of all the meats: brisket, prime rib.
Well, it's like when you kill something in Breath of the Wild and perfectly cut meat just falls to the ground.
You mean that's not how it's supposed to happen?
No.
Says the guy who earlier in this podcast mentions having skinned animals.
You're right.
Yeah,
True.
right. I gotcha. Yeah,
I used to skin
Yeah,
deer
he
and
goes
hogs.
like this over them with the knife, and the skin just stacks itself up in a neat pile next to him.
Hey, Spawn's a movie.
Job done.
Yes, it is.
Regarding the bomb switch that was strapped to the guy's heart exploding and it not setting everything off, I think they actually explained that because they mentioned when they were putting it in that if the guy's heart stopped, it would uplink to the server and then send a command to set off the bombs. You blow it up, it can't send the command.
Because it's exploded.
So okay, so Martin Sheen was bad, but what about the doctor that actually performed this operation?
Right? What the hell is up with that guy?
Yeah, what's up with no anesthesia?
Yeah, they do the anesthesia
You gotta feel a
after.
pinch. What? You're shoving something into his heart. What the?
The fuck is up with that?
They
Hey,
gave him the
clearly
gas
they were
after.
using some of that fine nanotechnology they had.
Right? That's the real. He's the real
Yes,
one.
you did.
You know? Like that doctor is the real villain.
The fuck? But yeah.
Yeah, you're just gonna be sitting there wide awake while your chest is gaping open.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I like that futuristic 90s, like it's just a panel that goes completely over you, like a big old metal.
It's
And
magic.
they loaded the device into a little arm that pulled it into the panel, and it's like,
Yes.
yeah, we get
Yeah.
it. These are high-tech evil corporation. Good job.
Do you understand this now? We're gonna shove all this in your face. You hope you get it.
They have special, they have special slots on their desks for discs. So
So
And now-
he-
And nowadays, it would just be, you know, somebody with a syringe and a microscope. Boop. Okay.
Oh, and that's the worst thing too, because it's so much simpler
Except
to
it
do.
was like the
sort of
size
stuff
of my
now.
fist. Like where did you put that in there? It's
Yeah,
huge.
that thing is bigger than his heart. Like that thing is massive. It'd be sticking out of his chest the entire time. That thing is visible. Like there's a commercial on for Snickers right now where a doctor leaves a cell phone in a patient. It would be like that. Like
Yeah. And some cell phones aren't that small because
I mean, they literally left a small, like, cell phone sized device in his chest. Like, there's no way that thing is not completely visible. Like, he would need to wear more padding on his chest than freaking Arya Stark does in Game of Thrones to hide her giant boobs.
Spoiler.
Also, did it have buttons on it?
Yes, it did.
It did.
Unwire it too. Magic.
It was like this big.
Oh my god.
So how about that motorcycle cape?
Oh,
yeah, that
motorcycle cape.
90.
Or just the motorcycle. Or just the motorcycle itself.
Right? Again, that's another one he could have just been screaming, 90!
So the guy running out of the bar, the shady bar, outside a homeless alley, full one-piece jumpsuit.
Right.
That's not the kind of person I think that would be going to a bar like that.
It's because he spent all his money on the jumpsuit to match the bike.
Exactly.
Either that or the hooker out front who was asking for money.
Oh, Jesus.
Right?
I mean,
okay,
you're not
I'm
wrong.
playing a lot of Yakuza Kiwami right now, which is the remake of the first Yakuza game, and it's set mainly in the 90s. And like there was less 90s in that game, which was set in the 90s than this fucking movie. Like,
but isn't like the rest of the world like 20 years behind the United States?
No.
in movies, yes.
It's currently 1997 where I am, which would make sense with my broken internet today. So thank you for that. It all makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the 90s pop culture references, like the cast of ER.
Yes.
I think
Again,
I saw
dialogue in this movie, terrible.
Yeah, not great. No.
I saw product placement for Omni Hotel.
Coke.
Yeah.
Coke. All the Coke.
I don't think it was that bad, was it?
No, there wasn't a ton, surprisingly. Like
cigarettes.
Yeah.
But I think the Coke product placement was very accidental. Like I don't think Coke paid them to have the incarnation of Oliver Twist walk up to this guy and go, "Here, sir, have my cola." I think that was a thing.
Oh,
You know what will help you, mister? The taste of an ice-cold Coca-Cola.
You know how many Coke commercials there are, though, of like strangers handing other strangers bottles or cans of Coke?
I mean, that's what made them.
Can I have more Coke?
I'd like to buy the world a Coke and keep it company.
All right, Rachel, you've been real quiet during this part.
I'm just enjoying the conversation, honestly, because it's like, yeah.
And a lot of it, like, I mean, Rachel, one, is working in or Dragon Con stuff, and two, like, I talk to Rachel a lot, so I'm kind of
Actually, I am currently working on Dragon Con stuff. I'm working on getting the template for the kids' angel wings.
cool. I'm working, so I'm kind of combining she and I's notes into this because I know, like, she's working on stuff, so I'm kind of doing two parts here. Yeah.
Well, which would make sense because you watched it together, so
yeah,
you guys not having the same.
So, speaking of Rachel, what was the movie I said I wanted all like Josh, Carey, Dale, and I to sit and you to sit together on the couch, the geek couch, and watch? What was the movie?
The Room.
Might be that though, but no, it was fucking.
It was fucking. All right, got it. Fucking two. Electric Boogaloo.
Scott Pilgrim. Scott Pilgrim. Because
Scott Pilgrim.
Scott Pilgrim.
Scott Pilgrim.
sit around the geek couch and watch Scott Pilgrim together and do a Geek IO watch. Is that with that one else here?
I love me some Scott Pilgrim.
How did you get Scott Pilgrim for fucking 2? But anyway.
Fucking 2 Electric Boogaloo, bitch!
Electric Boogaloo, sorry. This time it's Fuckerin, or whatever that is.
This time it's Pilgrim.
This time, Jesus. Alright.
All right. Anything else before we wrap this up, Tito it and all that?
I want
closing scene. Well, I just need to talk about the house.
Guys, check out our sequel.
It's not a rapid fire thing. But everybody just kind of takes in stride what happens in the house.
Yeah, right?
Okay.
The daughter goes to
the daughter, the wife, and Terry. Like, okay, crazy, freaky clown guy just shows up and's like doing weird, freaky.
You were at my birthday party.
Yeah, and you know, this child has only been carrying around a fucking Violator doll through half the movie.
Yeah, what? Yeah. Nothing was ever done with that.
Yeah.
Not really.
Like, part of you really kind of wants the doll to be possessed by the fucking Violator. Like, John
Especially
Leguizamo
because
talking.
when he first gives it to her, its head spins around and it spews out some kind of green mist.
Yeah.
Like, that's a
Doesn't do
total
anything
setup
else.
for the doll doing something later in the movie, but it doesn't.
So Spawn 2 is going to be in a trailer park because they had to sell the house to afford the counseling for this little girl, right?
I would be all into that.
So everybody's, you know, just like, okay, this is not normal, but it's not a big deal that a weird, creepy demon clown showed up in our house and this guy with this gun. Oh, and now we got Demon Spawn Man.
And
That's fine too, I guess.
Random medieval, not medieval, but like random crusader
Dark
person.
Ages.
Medieval, yeah.
So it's like, huh? All these people are just in my house. That's weird.
Wonder if I should
And
offer
they
them
all-
some coffee. Or maybe
and
they're
they go
tea
to-
drinkers.
Maybe they'd like a beer.
And they go to hell and shoot.
Whatever
green
hour
lasers.
in the morning, by the way. Just want to put that out there. At whatever hour of the morning this was.
Day shot at night. Oh, I didn't bring that up. Yeah, there was no actual night scene. It was all day shot as night.
Yeah.
And it was very obvious. Like, I'm fairly sure in the last scene I saw the fucking sun. Like,
It's very whitish outside. Why is it white?
like this night is very bright for some reason, you guys. We're gonna try and flood it with a whole lot of lights, but no, like anybody watching, because like, nope, this is definitely day shot as night, like 100%.
Well, you know, that's just budget constraints. But so they go to hell and they fight the blurry army with the blurry green.
The blurry army of the damned ish.
Yes, the blurry army.
Blurry dark army.
And the giant not moving dog hamster fox hand thing.
Dog.
The last time.
And then they come back, and they sit on the couch and Spawn and the whatever his name, the night guy, just like sit on the floor like, whew,
Erlin.
what a
I
day.
need beer.
Bronze
Yeah,
Tiger
what a-
show up. Like, yeah, let's have a beer, you guys.
You want to go to tacos?
Sit
I
on
could
the
use some
floor.
tacos.
Go get
How about some shawarma? Wait, wrong movie.
Oh, hey, they didn't
Oh
show
my
the
God.
Pizza?
You
guys-
could
Anybody
never
do
find a
delivery?
good shawarma place in the 90s.
No, that was definitely shawarma. Definitely made a comeback with the Avengers. You could thank the Avengers for most of the shawarma, especially with the Islamophobia thing today. Like, you can definitely thank. By the way, we are literally like half a block away from the awesome shawarma place at Dragon Con. You guys,
It's
Is
an
that
awesome
what-
shawarma place.
Is that what influenced your decision on hotels?
no, it was
So that's what that's what solidified it, because the banker.
Rachel was trying to find an alternative for cheaper and closer, but she's like, "Hey, wait, this is like half a block right from the shawarma place. Fuck it, we're staying there."
Staying right there.
So that was in the decision making process, but that was not the original. It was, hey, this is available and close.
And shawarma.
How far are we from Peachtree?
Like half a mile. We're half a mile away from
Yeah,
the con.
put it this way: we're going to be walking around 10 miles a day.
So Dawn's a movie.
Hey, Raul, if you want to start griping about it, I'll give you the heels that I wore last year.
or the
yeah.
knee that you have when doing the half marathon. But go on.
How about the heels that Priest wore in the movie?
Yeah, right. And how much? And how about the therapy bill from Cheyenne or whatever the fuck her name was?
Cheyenne. So there was a demon in my living room.
Hear that?
And this guy turned into my mom, and then they stabbed it so that it thought it really was my mom getting
Clown
stabbed.
turned into my mom. That turned into this clown.
That turned into a giant monster that eventually got its head cut off and dissolved.
And then
moved
this
around with its tongue.
Oh yeah,
No.
then there was.
Go
ahead.
And then a burn-faced man sat on a rug and
had a taco with this white guy.
By the way, kudos to that rug for staying so pristine with not only Hellfire, but Violator melting on top of it.
And
all
having
time.
his tongue go all over it.
That is the
Scotch
main
yard.
plus Scotch
Yeah.
yard right there.
no.
Yeah, product placement for Scotch.
It was probably sold by that rug place that we think is a shield front.
Oh man, I just went blank.
By the way, we watched it with the subtitles on. First of all, the little girl's name is Cyan, as in the shade of blue. It is spelled Cyan.
It's his daughter's name, so you know.
She is the original Blue Ivy. Wahaha.
Also, the subtitles in this movie are hilarious. There's a part where one of the NPCs goes like "No," but it's just subtitled "No" with a period.
Yes.
I thought that they were going to
what's really
reveal
fun is
that
the subtitle,
Cyan
like,
was Simmons'
the background character talking.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad they didn't try and pull that crap. Like, yep, this is. I mean, I'm not gonna say anything about her skin tone because a dude that white and a girl that dark would not create a darker skinned child like that.
I mean,
it was cute. I mean, adorable, and I'm glad they didn't go, "Hey, yeah, this is Al's kid, and I'm just raising her because I'm a good person" or something.
And he died.
And he died.
Yeah.
Wait,
Not to mention, I don't think he'd be able to let go, which is kind of the whole point of that ending.
Yeah. Yeah, that was absolutely it. Yeah, he's like, yeah, I'm just gonna let Cyan go, and she's gonna be her own thing, and yeah, and I'm gonna go and be Spawn and save the universe or some junk.
And stand on top of the cathedral with my cape billowing in the wind as I stare off brutally into the night.
Because 90s!
And then my sidekick Zach, and my dog Spaz.
Jack and Spaz. Which, by the way, I want Jack and Spaz to have their own movie.
Jack and Spaz.
Zach and Spaz.
Jack and
Jack and Spazster.
Hey, Spaz.
Or a breakfast radio show.
On 2, Zach and Spaz.
Oh,
Zach and Spaz.
and my final thing, the voice of the devil is Megatron.
Yeah, Frank.
Yes.
Yeah, Frank Welker. That's him.
Oh my god, I'm like,
literally anything for a paycheck. He's pretty much not tried to hide the fact that he will do anything for a paycheck.
It's fine. He's also Curious George.
Yeah. He is every animal voice in creation except for when Jay Leno voiced that dog on South Park.
That's right. He's a Boo in Aladdin.
Yeah. Pretty much you need a voice, an animal voice. You either get Frank Welker or dude. What
Alan Tudyk.
Or Alan Tudyk, yeah.
Yeah, now Alan Tudyk's in
Oh,
all
which, by the way, no animals were hurt
Alan-
in this film. Just FYI. No animals were harmed in the making of this film.
That's good.
No.
That's good. You got Spaz is fun.
Yeah, Spaz.
Spaz is...
Go home, Spaz.
I said go
Spaz,
home, Spaz.
Go home, Spaz. You're drunk.
Go home, Spaz. You're drunk.
All right. So should we go ahead and tee this up?
yes.
Yeah, let's throw up a fire wipe and transition to Tito.
All right.
Transition.
Rachel, what are you giving this movie?
Oh, for all the nostalgic feels, you really want my score for this first?
Yes. Because
Yeah,
I have
why not?
to end like we ended freaking Spider-Man on Dale. We have to end the party. We have to end on the party pooper. So that's Raul.
I'm gonna say 8.
Jeez, all right.
Strictly because it's got so much nostalgia for me, and it's one of those. Well, it really wasn't that bad, and then you get to that one scene, and you go, "Oh God, yeah, I forgot about that." That's like the mind block that I've had for. Oh,
Yes,
look at all the green
pretty bad.
penises flying around. Look at the nipple clamps.
Nipple
and the maggot pizza. And the maggot pizza in a box by itself.
Yeah, but see, I kind of I remembered the maggot pizza because I remember going, "Oh, meme, that's gross," and having to turn away. And she actually turned away, and we missed like 10 minutes in the movie doing that.
Yeah, well.
But yeah, no, I'm gonna say that and probably get flack for it later after CJ's off the podcast, but that's okay because nostalgia and shit.
Dear. It is. There's a reason why we didn't give Dale too much flack for giving Spider-Man like a 2 or whatever he gave it.
I was half expecting the rest of this episode to just be CJ yelling nipple chains in the background.
I could make that happen. Don't make me make that happen.
Post-production is just going to be nipple chain!
The podcast is 2 seconds
playing
long.
a fighting game when they only know how to do one move, so they just keep doing that move over and over again. Nipple chain, nipple chain, nipple chain, nipple chain.
Just remember,
Sunday,
Dale,
Sunday.
Dale, you can't bring your nipple chain on the carry-on, okay? They will confiscate them. So
And we'll
make sure you check them.
rounds upon nipple chains.
So check your nipple chains. Make sure you check them.
Oh, good, because I would actually get my Captain America
and
outfit.
make sure that they are peace bonded.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
God, that sounds dirty.
Hey, who's
peace bond your nipple chains?
So who's next?
Yeah, who's next, Rach?
Who's next, CJ?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I'm gonna say Josh.
Now, Rachel gets to pick.
I have a lot of fond memories of this movie outside of the maggot pizza. I've always hated the maggot pizza. And the funny thing was, on the way home from work to watch this movie with Carrie, it's like, maybe we should order pizza. No, wait.
No.
Horrible idea.
Mistakes have been made. We can't have dinner, hun. I'm sorry.
We have made error. We have
Dinner is
become
cancelled.
error.
We have become error.
But it's just it's such a fun, campy blast from the past.
Yes.
It's just it's fun to watch, even if it's not a great movie, because even though I thought it was very entertaining at 20 years ago when I first watched it, now it's still entertaining, but it's like, oh my god, this is so 90s.
Highly concentrated 90s.
I mean, like,
so
I'm a catchphrase here. So 90s, it hurts. Like, that seems to be one of our catchphrases here on the Geek IO show. So,
that's why I can't give it anything other than a 9.0.
Yeah!
Oh my gosh.
Holy shit. God.
Yeah, all right. Sure.
Wait.
Raoul
Can
just
I give
thinks
it
the maggot pizza.
a 0.5 onto mine just because, I want to see the top half as long as it's Violator's head bouncing back and forth.
Hey, Wanda, how about a little head?
Oh, fuck yes. I screamed at that. Just FYI.
all right.
A little
Josh, we're gonna do this like we do G3, apparently. Which is not normally.
Apparently so. Jazz, give me that hot take.
Oh, I'm gonna be a real party pooper here. So
Raoul's over there like, just you wait.
Yeah.
I know I watched this movie back in the day when it came out on video. I remember renting it with my dad from Blockbuster and watching it, and I remember nothing about it except for the maggot pizza. I remembered that and the fire tube to hell, like him sliding down that or whatever. But I remember nothing else about this movie.
Yes,
And,
the fire. Yeah.
And I had a few chuckle moments, and man, but this movie is just bad. It's so bad, and it doesn't quite have the earnestness to make it like a good bad movie. And I know that I would have a lot of fun watching it with others, but I didn't really enjoy watching it by myself. And you know me, a 5 is a recommendation, and I can't recommend it. So I'm giving it a 4.5.
Oh.
I'm sorry. It was rough.
It's okay. We understand.
It's so bad.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
Yeah.
But seriously, I think sitting on a couch watching it with your friends and making fun of it the whole time would be a blast.
Oh yeah.
But
Like
sitting alone
really
watching it by myself, like
not do a Geek IO watches on this, and that would like
The Spawn drinking game.
Yeah.
The Spawn drinking. Oh,
Every
bookmark
time
that.
they say hell, every time they say
whenever they say Army of Darkness.
Man, I was tempted, but yeah, I don't have that much vodka in the house, and over to the bottle shop across the road, it's not a good look.
every time there's bad CGI, take a drink. CGI, take a drink. You'll be drunk in 45 minutes.
I'll be extremely well hydrated.
You'll be drunk before the credits are done.
No, you'll have alcohol poisoning by the time the credits are done.
Carrie's gonna die from water.
The first one of credits. Yeah,
Carrie is our designated driver.
Nope, she's still gonna die from water poisoning. She's still gonna get somehow drunk on water, like just too much water.
Oh Jesus!
She'll have to pull over
Yeah,
every
can
few
we
minutes.
do it
Every 5 minutes, we're gonna have to pause for a pee break.
Right?
All right, Jazz. Who's next?
I'll keep the party pooper train going. Raul, give us your score.
Oh, Raul's going next. Oh, okay.
Oh.
There's a party and there's a pooper, and it's you.
Everybody
Yeah.
needs a party pooper.
Extremely 90s, very poor. I understand they didn't have the budget for very good CGI, but I couldn't be the only one that got dizzy from that fight scene.
Oh yeah. So many actually, it wasn't too bad. I wasn't too bad.
I kind of zoned
I
out
just like
for
how
it.
it cut between practical and CGI back and forth, and it was so jarring because the CGI is so bad and the practical is pretty good.
I think the Academy Award should be given to John Leguizamo. What the hell?
Would leave you totally.
What the?
Please don't leave me alone with him.
He is the third strongest of our kind.
Lord Guru, there are.
Why are we playing DBZA all of a sudden?
CJ likes messing with me.
Everyone I know and love is dead.
Every
It sounds like a really bad.
That's why they invited you. Party pooper. Party pooper.
There, fixed it.
Lord Guru.
Okay.
Wait. Okay.
All
All right.
I did do a thing.
Oh. They made the bad guys very they made the bad guys very over the top. The pacing
Said Martin Sheen.
Movie. It's freaking 90s.
Oh, you wait. I haven't gone yet. This will be interesting.
The pacing, I guess, was like.
There was pacing.
Can I be honest? I actually mind how this movie progressed. Just putting that out there. Like it moved along well.
For an hour and 20-minute movie, it had decent pacing.
And if a giant Birdman comes up to you, stranger danger.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. But I think that was the point of that punchline in that scene was here's burnt man at a birthday party where apparently it's okay now to say hooker jokes at.
Works for me. I'm sure that would be his birthday party, but
But it's I don't even know because the fight scenes weren't even like that amazing either.
I like the fact that this movie has broken Raoul. I have not seen Raoul this uncomposed before. I love it.
So I don't know if I would even finish watching this movie if it came up on TV.
Party pooper.
Wait, where's my...
in secret, Raoul's really like, I DVR'd it. I'm keeping it forever.
He's already working on his Spawn cosplay.
Yep.
I have your wings in the works, Raoul. Don't worry. I'll have Spawn done for you.
I give this a 4.
Oh, I thought it was going to be much worse than that. Jesus
Yeah, I
Christ.
did too.
It was
I
a
did.
Nail Gang Spider-Man.
Oh, now I gave it from a 2 to a 4. So there you go.
Because I didn't hate the music. The plot was a little convoluted.
A little.
A little? Did you watch this movie?
How was the plot?
We're watching the same movie, Raoul.
Guy died.
Why did he have to get?
Came back.
Yeah.
But why did the clown respond to kill Martin Sheen? Why didn't he just kill Martin Sheen? Like, what was stopping him from doing that? I guess there's some rule or something.
I mean, I guess, was he like the only #1 assassin in the entire world?
Yes.
I mean
they probably could have found someone who was just devoid of emotion as he was, but he had emotions because he had a wife and a kid. Or no, he had a wife. Sorry, the kid was not his.
Correct.
He had a
Fiance?
wife that he loved.
Fiance, yes. Jazz
Fiance.
is correct.
So that part had breaking down from him. So couldn't they have tricked like Priest to do it? Like,
but that okay.
But
we
yeah,
could get into a
that's
deep conversation about that, but
Let's not get down that path. It's too late for that.
let's not go down that rabbit hole. But anyway, we'll be here for hours if we get down that hole.
Let's just have a nice sit on the rug. We'll order a pizza and discuss the plot.
I don't know if
And
you
it
guys.
won't stay.
I don't know if you guys heard me earlier, but the Academy Award needs to go to John Leguizamo.
Yes.
Leguizamo, what?
He really put all of himself in that.
Yes.
He
Really?
suffered greatly.
Yeah, it was amazing. That makeup team. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Great. All right. So let's see who goes next. Carrie.
I've been kind of waffling on this a little bit. And because on one hand, this is not a movie that I probably would have watched on my own. And if I were alone in the house and it came on TV, I probably wouldn't have watched it all. But watching it on the couch with Josh was a lot of fun. And recording this episode with you guys and talking about it was a lot of fun. And
Fair.
yes, there were things about it that I didn't like. I did not like the clown's voice at all. Didn't like how the women in the movie were treated. I mean, yes, it was a product of its time, but I don't think that it deserves a pass because of that. But at the end of the day, sitting here at the end of the rant and review, I've been having fun this whole time. So, and there were parts.
Certainly.
Go ahead.
And sorry, that's certainly a thing too that we've talked about a multiple of times on this show is the experience of the movie and who you're watching it with and the situations and that sort of thing.
Yeah,
that's definitely a very good factor.
There's a reason why I gave Blood Rain when we did it a like 8 or something like that. It's because of how I was in when I was watching the movie, because my office just got shut up the day that I fucking watched the movie. So it was the best thing that I'd done all day.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, this movie isn't perfect. I was not this movie's target audience because I was a 10-year-old girl when it came out. But there were things I legitimately liked. I love the set pieces. The practical effects were really good. I still freaking love that cape. I don't care how bad the CGI is. The cape is awesome.
And the first time it unfurls, you're like, oh.
Right. I also just I'm a sucker for capes because capes are awesome. As much as I love Edna Mode, I will respectfully disagree with her about the capes. So I'm gonna give it a 7.
No cap.
7.
Nice.
All right.
Alrighty.
Very good.
All right.
Dale.
Oh.
Okay.
I like how
CJ
I'm
for last.
purposely being held last on this one. I can tell.
Well, also Dale was like, "Aw," earlier.
Okay. So here's the thing. Carrie brought up a very good point that I wasn't going to even touch on, but because is the fact that I'm 12, but legitimately I was 4 when this movie came out, so I can say that. So first time for everything. What haven't been exposed to the comic books or anything like that. I gotta say, this is the best campy, intentionally bad movie I think I've seen in a long time.
I'm not sure it was intentionally bad.
Was it campy?
No, a bunch of it was intentional. Like I said, this was a love letter to Army of Darkness and Evil Dead, which were intentionally bad. Don't even.
And you got that from
bad.
this movie. I mean, you got this from this movie, that this was someone's passion project who wanted to pay tribute to other pieces of quote unquote art, regardless of whether they're good or not, that other works that were done. It's definitely an homage to that. It's not a great movie, though. So there is a bit of that. Dialogue's intentionally bad, like some of the cuts, and I don't know if we mentioned it or not. The transitions between the scenes, though,
They're bad.
I kept expecting it to go to commercial.
The fire wipe effect was my favorite. That was the best part of the movie.
Good favorite. That was a good one. Dale, go hate on the fire wipe effect.
There was a fire wipe, and there was also a cake wipe.
The cake wipe was amazing. Yes. Yes.
There's also like a blurry, like it like melted wipe. That was interesting.
Melt wipe. Melt wipe.
We need to program Google Hangouts so where every time it switches cameras on us, it does the fire wipe.
Right?
Or the cape wipe.
I totally thought you guys were saying cake wipe, and I was really confused. When was there cake?
I heard cake wipe the first time, and then I just kind of went with it. I realized that they were saying cape. I'm like, oh, fuck it. I'm just keep going with cake.
I'm glad I wasn't the only one, though.
Cake wipe.
The cake wipe effect.
Oh, hey, there's a show title candidate for you guys.
Yeah.
So I feel like I am the Spawn virgin, and this movie definitely popped it in a good way. Wow, if that's not going to be held out of context against me for the rest of my life, who knows what will. So I'm going to give this movie a C.
A C?
A 6.
A C!
So what is that on the Australian grading scale?
It's got a rating that I came up with that I'm changing right now. It's a HD. Yes. No, it's a HD.
Oh, an HD, right?
No, it's not. It's a pass, actually. There you go. CJ, what's good?
Nipple blade!
10 out of 10.
You cannot give this movie nipple blades. That's okay. No, we're doing this.
2 nipple chains.
CJ gives it 10 out of 10 nipple chains.
Nipple chains.
What is going on in our show notes right now? Nipple chains. Nipple chains.
Nipple chains.
What the hell?
Apparently the viewers love it because there's a lot of people in chat right now. Hi, guys.
Hi, guys. Nipple
Clearly
CJ's hung up on nipple chain tonight.
It was the best thing in this movie. I dare you.
Why would you
not? The nipple chains are not the best thing in this movie.
I like
hung
the
up on
fireworks better myself.
You would think that of everyone on this podcast would be the one least obsessed with nipple chains. I love them. Yes, I made a gay joke. Deal with it.
Nipple chains and the chopping codpiece. Like those are the 2 best things in the entire movie. All right. So I have seen this movie far too many times that I want to count. I fucking love Spawn. I love the comic. I love this movie. And there were points where Rachel was elbowing me because I was quoting the goddamn thing.
It really was.
This is one of my favorite purposely bad movies. I kind of didn't like. I didn't love it as much as I did when I was growing up because I hadn't listened to the Todd McFarlane interview about it. And like so it was just kind of okay, this is a weird movie that I love because I'm a kid that grew up in the 90s. So we all had just weird movies that we loved because 90s. So like yes, I think it was done on purpose that I was last because dear God, this movie was made for me when it was made. Like I was the target demographic.
I actually thought of this. I thought of this in the movie. I'm like, oh my god, that part right there, that's CJ right there. That's CJ right there. And
put this in the movie
nipple
for
chains. It's for CJ. Nipple chains. Cake one.
He had a problem getting his nipple chains up at first.
I'm gonna wake my kids up. Why was Daddy screaming nipple chains at the middle of the night?
Well, I'm just
If
sitting
she
here.
has a bad day tomorrow, I'm blaming you.
I'm just sitting here grumping because the nipple chains messed up the table formatting.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Fix it. Fix it.
Fix it.
Hurry before
No,
Carrie
we're not
gets
fixing it. We're not fixing it.
So yeah, I this is not I reserve my 10s, and those are usually 4 movies that I consider just wild successes and or close to perfect movies. This is not that movie. I love this movie.
Thank God for that.
I love this movie because of its stupidity. I love this movie because of its 90s-ness. And I, before Josh came on, I had to have been the most 90s obsessed person on this fucking show.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And you rock it too. So
I own my 90s loving self. My 9.5 on Beast Wars. My freaking I own my 90s.
Beast Wars was so good.
Right?
So good.
CJ,
Yes.
Age of Empires is coming out. Again, re-released. DuckTales is out. Dragon Ball.
But I show you my Steam library where I have like 300 something games, but I have installed DuckTales. I have installed Age of Empires 2, the HD edition. By the way, that was my first review copy that I ever did. I have on here Mega Man Legacy Collection. I have on here.
What year is it?
It's my year. I have finally come to fruition. I'm giving this movie a 9.5.
Okay.
I just yes, all the way. Like I didn't know if this because I haven't seen this movie in probably 5-6 years, and my tastes have changed a lot since I had kids, and they've become little people that actually do things and stuff. So I wasn't sure if this movie was going to continue to be as bad good as I thought it was. And yes, it is. So yeah. Having kids changed my my opinion of old movies that I thought I loved, and now I'm like, yeah, no, I can't. No, I would be willing I'd be willing to let I'd let my kids watch this. I mean, there's nothing
maybe.
I mean, they watch anime with me, which is more blood and gore than this.
Yeah, not super
so much blood and gore.
Not even super sweary.
Yeah, there's not a lot of swear words, not a lot of anything bad in this. Like other than them going to hell,
and lighting a dude on fire.
Yeah,
and lighting a dude on fire.
And trying to destroy the whole world with a bioweapon.
Yeah, but again, they watch anime. We're watching freaking Fairy Tail right now, where there's 10,000, where there's like 7 or 8 dragons trying to kill the world. So
there is that.
7 or 8 dragons trying to kill the world.
And not to mention, at this day and age, bioweapons destroying the world is a plot on some children's cartoon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's go ahead. And what's the average on this one, Dale?
The average is 6.93, and I had to actually check the math on that.
We're gonna leave that at 6.9 because it is
69, dude.
Oh, of course it is.
And of course, the last number had to be a multiple of 3,
right?
So all right. Go ahead and wrap this show up then. Going for an hour and a half or almost 2 hours now. So yep. All right.
6.9
Let's
is
do it
not
live.
less than 3.
Yeah, right. Thursdays, 10 p.m. Eastern. Thursdays, 10 p.m. Eastern. Freaking 7 p.m. Pacific. Fridays at 12 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. geek-io.net/live. alphageekradio.com. You can get a hold of us via email, geekioshow@gmail.com. Anywhere, pretty much on all of social medias is all /geekio show. Or you can give us a call on our Geek hotline, 727-489-4335. That is 727-489-GEEK.
Geek.
This show and everything that we do on the Geek.io network over at patreon.com/geekio.
Oh, next week on the Geek.io show, it's the live Dragon Con show!
Yay!
But wait, we're not going to be here on Thursday. There's a day and
I
time
know,
change.
It's a new time, a new change. It'll be Friday. It's Friday at 8:30 p.m. Central Time, I assume, right?
No, Eastern.
Atlanta's Eastern.
No? Eastern. That's right. Atlanta's Eastern Time. That's what I meant to say.
Real people time.
8:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Friday, next Friday. And you can go to facebook.com/DragonCon podcast where they'll be streaming things live from DragonCon. You can watch this show and all of the other awesome DragonCon podcasts.
All of
panels.
the 80-something panels that Charles McFall is on, including ours.
Yes.
Ring it
including ours.
Well, he has to be there. He has to eat the things.
Yes, he's going to eat our things. All of things. By the way, Jazz, are you going to do the thing? Are you going to do the thing?
This is our favorite moment of Sick Corner Roasts time.
Do the thing, Jazz. Do the thing.
I want to do the thing.
Do the thing.
Just don't know how I'll pull off the thing.
You leave halfway.
Pull off the thing. Wow. Spawn.
You drive.
Spawn is a movie.
You drive. That's how you pull off the thing. All right. So this.
The Summer Movie Smackdown Update.
Next week is finals where we're going to whip out the awards and chill them out. Ending their run, The Ass Castle, Assabel Creation, and Ass Job 2.
So Kim Kardashian?
Entering its second week, the last movie is Deadpool and Nick Fury Go to Vegas. And much to my that is factually incorrect, by the way. Last week we have a switch up. Last week Rachel was fourth and Dale was third.
Yeah.
So Rachel's in third place, Dale's in fourth place, Raul's in fifth place. I could not eke out Charles. So, you know, unless
So
the final
close.
calculation
Less than $1 million, man.
on Ass Castle give me a little bit more. Yeah. I didn't.
I mean, it may bump you up to 40, but I don't see it doing much more than that.
Me either.
You probably lose by $500,000. It's just
Yep.
crazy.
Yep, which will be definitely
Crazy.
by and far our closest.
Curse you, rock god of podcasting.
And he'll rub it in my fucking
Rock
face.
God of SmackDown. Hey.
He'll rub it in my goddamn face on the podcast on freaking Friday.
So the Ass Castle just didn't size up at the end?
Nope. The Ass Castle.
Oh.
All right.
It didn't.
Hey, Raul.
Hey, CJ.
What's been going on, brother?
Generic live show answers the age-old question: does wine taste better the more it costs? Dale?
You'll have to listen to the generic live show.
Yeah, listen to it. It's
Okay.
good. Also scientifically proven, yes, by the way. Regardless of what Dale says, there is actual science on that.
There's actual science on the generic live show this week.
And
Like,
I went solo
Grey
this past Sunday for our Overwatch stream.
Yeah, he did.
Fuck.
played a
I
little bit of
would-
Overwatch, and then I switched over to 20XX, which
What? Okay.
Not the
Apparently,
greatest.
go listen to apparently a real 20XX freaking let's play when I played through it on the Twitch channel alone, because apparently Raul is bad at things and doesn't like good games.
I'm not saying it's a bad game. It's just not a.
It's not for you.
No. I like platformers, but there's no. Where's the story? Where's the?
It's a Mega Man game. There's no story.
No, Mega Man has story.
Spawn is a movie.
Proto Men. Listen to the Proto Men.
Yeah, you have to do that in order to get the Mega Man story. There's no other story involved.
No, I think what really aches me is the procedurally generated levels and the permadeath.
The roguelike, which it is touted as?
I know it's touted as a roguelike, but Mega Man is not a roguelike.
It is touted as a Mega Man roguelike clone. You are literally hating it on the premise of it being a game.
I'm not hating it. I'm just saying that it's just
Okay, you're throwing shade on it on the premise of it being a game. All right, better, you're not hating, throwing shade because of it being a game, essentially.
There's nothing special or new to it.
Oh.
Oh my god! All right, this is gonna go.
How about them show title candidates?
How about them show title
Yeah.
candidates?
We have lots of those.
Tune into Gamer Geek.
We have a lot,
listen to CJ and Raul argue about games some more.
Okay,
This is
let's
just a
see.
taste.
We have shoving Dale into as many things as possible.
Mm.
I want to be the table, damn it. We are the shenanigans. Shenanigans are us. And the nipple chains happens.
Nipple chains!
Saying stupid shit to get in the show title. At least it wasn't Sausage Party. Edgelord McEdgerton, Edgelord Supreme. Nipple blades are always the objective. Fondle Dante. How Scooby-Doo played the devil. Merlin was Cogsworth. All I heard was Cockworth. Todd McFarlane circle jerk. Trying far too hard. Hell was bad. Hell was really bad. CGI hell. Gack that someone watered down. Did I actually fucking just hear that? No budget for Wilhelm screams. Chomping codpiece. Special disc. Special disc for my special slot. It was a fuck you pizza. J.J. Abrams before J.J. Abrams was J.J. Abrams. The second coming of Oliver Twist. The regular program of Raul hating this movie. Super Soaker full of gack. Ruining of fun. That's not a duck, Dale. The giant not moving dog hamster fox bandicoot thing. The cake wipe effect, and I'm the Spawn version. I was popped in the right way.
Wow.
You know what? I actually quite like. I don't know what to pick.
I don't know what to pick either. I don't know what to pick.
Second
Okay,
coming
can
of
we
Oliver
vote for multiples.
I actually, nipple blades is always the objective.
Let's see.
All right,
What was the other-
guys. Yeah, we'll see if we can somehow eke out a.
We'll see if we can sort this out.
And so far, we got the giant, not moving dog, hamster, fox, bandicoot thing.
That's probably some good SEO, right?
Cake wipe effect is in second place, and tied for third are Edgelord McEdgerton and nipple blades are always the objective.
Oh man.
I actually do like the cake wipe effect.
It's really good too.
It's really good. All right.
I would be okay with cake wipe effect or giant not moving dog, hamster, fox, bandicoot thing.
I actually,
We're actually
yeah,
getting decent at saying that.
I'm actually throwing my love behind that.
Yeah,
Looks like it's
It's a little long for show titles than I prefer, but
we're still tied. It's 4-4.
No, because CJ voted for 2.
yeah.
Regardless, Jazz is gonna have to write this into an intro thing. So,
Oh man, I don't remember the last time I wrote an intro.
oh, you don't
Somebody
write
else
those
has been
anymore?
doing
I don't pay attention. I don't what?
I think Dale's been writing them.
Oh,
but for Jazz, you can take credit. It's fine. I'm
Well,
glad
he's using my
it's
format, so it's fine. He's using my format.
paying homage to Jazz's summaries.
That reminds me, I've got like 5 episodes of the Maniple to post.
Oh, you're welcome.
The
wait, I don't know why I said you're welcome. Is it going to be the giant not moving dog hand? I do like the cake wipe effect. It is a short title.
I like both of them.
I put the cake wipe
They're both
effect
good.
first, so if we're gonna ding me for voting on 2 on my own goddamn show, the cake wipe effect is going to get it because that was the one.
We haven't had a long show title for a long time.
We could do the cake wipe effect or the giant not moving dog hamster fox thing.
Doctor Strangelove. We're not doing that again because we had on this very podcast we had a show with 3 alternate show titles.
Yeah, because we could not create a show. That's the reason why we started doing the jazz summaries, I think. Is because we were like, we just like these too much, and like, oh my god,
No,
you
I would make the Google post, the Google Plus post, and then you said you should write the show summary, and then I did. So that was how that ended up.
Hey, Twitch chat.
Yeah,
I just chat.
Yeah,
you like
Twitch
better.
chat.
yeah, copy the ones that actually have things into them and make Twitch chat decide. I don't know how to do it. I don't think we can do a quick poll, and it's kind of useless. So yeah, let us know, live listeners, the giant not moving the giant not moving dog hamster bandicoot thing, or the cake wipe effects. As we wait for Twitch chat to catch up and for anybody to actually type into Twitch chat.
I don't know if anyone's actually going to.
So yeah, I mean, if technically
Daryl,
Daryl,
you're listening.
I
Tell us in the morning.
I want to
Tell us in the morning.
I actually do want to pull the figure on the Cape Wipe effect because that did actually get us all laughing for a good 2 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm okay with this. I'm okay with this.
Take what I think it is.
Yeah.
All right, you guys. We'll see you live at DragonCon next Friday, where Jazz might do this. If you're going to be in Atlanta, come Hilton Galleria 6 down in the basement, 8:30 p.m. You might be hearing some duct tape walking through the Geek.io parade.
Oh no, we're not doing the Geek.io parade.
Yes. Video it, please. Please video it.
I'm sure that it would be video if we were to do it.
Quack.
Please tell me you have a duck shirt.
No.
We
But there is still time.
No, we need to take him to the Disney store and get him the Donald Duck Bill hat.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right, you guys. We'll see you right back here next week. Not here next week, but at DragonCon next week. Come, we have snacks. Most of them will be good.
We do.
Hopefully.
Yeah,
It'll be fun. There's going to be Tim Tams. Hey, Jazz. Hey, Jazz.
I know.
Authentic Australian
I know.
Tim Tams.
Do the thing.
Jazz, do the thing.
Jazz, do the thing.
Is this going to be it? Is this going to be the rest of the show? Is just going to be champion Jazz to do the thing?
Jazz, do the thing.
The Jazz do the thing telethon. Oh no!
Jazz dropped out.
Oh no!
Jazz left. We tried to pull him closer, but we pushed him away. Story of my dating life. Move on. Where's the outro? Where did I drop that?
This has been a Geek.io Media Network production. Copyright 2017.
Jazz, do the thing.
Don't make me drop the mic again.
All right.
Thing, Jazz, do the thing.
Whoa.
Jazz, do the thing.
Nipple chains!
Nipple chain!
God damn it! My recording.